Hello students, sorry for the disturbance in the previous video. Due to some technical errors, some disturbances arises. So I deliver my complete information about the debt market in this video. So please watch that video. In this video, we have discussed about of a debt market. So I think you totally aware with the concept of a debt market. Okay, if you not known any kind of if you don't have any kind of information about of a debt market, then I will deliver some information about of debt market. So first, I will provide an introduction about of debt market. So what is the meaning of a debt market? A market where fixed income securities are issued and trade is called debt market. A market where fixed income securities are issued and trade is called debt market. Government needs large amount of money to carry out many welfare activities, and the government raise money by issuing government securities like as debt securities. So the debt market is a vast in nature. The turnover of debt market is greater than equity market in all over the world. Okay, so this is an introduction of a debt market. Clear? I think you clearly understand about the concept of a debt market. Means a market where fixed income securities are issued and traded is called a debt market. Means debt market is a vast in nature and the turnover of a debt market is greater than equity market in all over the world. So this is a brief introduction of a debt market. Then I will discuss about of advantages of a debt market. So what are the advantages of a debt market? The first one is a low risk, the second one is a liquid securities, and third one is a return, and fourth one is a economic development. These are the advantages of a debt market. Then after we have discussed about Indian debt market structure. So the Indian debt market structure, it is not possible to explain in terms of detail. So I will show you the structure of debt market. So this is a structure of a debt market. I think the picture is clearly visualized to all of you. So see this picture is in clear form. In this picture you see the concept of a market segment, issuers, instruments, investors, and so on. So this is a category of a Indian debt market structure. Okay. So after this discussing the structure, we reach to the concept of a market segments. So what do you know about the market segments? Means categories. So the first one is a government securities, second one is a public sector unit bond, third one is a corporate structures. So who is the participants of a debt market? So RBI, primary dealer, public sector, understanding banks, mutual funds, investors, and central and state government also. And what kinds of instruments is to be used in a debt market? The first one is a bond, second one is a debentures. And then after, the conditions of a share of market participants in government securities in India. I think 47.3% or above is a banking sector, and insurance sector is a 21.2, and Primary dealers is approximately 17.6 and so on. This is a ratio of a share market. Then after we have discussed about of secondary market for debt market. So secondary market for debt market is trading platform, trading system, trading settlement or clearing houses. And a lot of informations is also available about of debt market. So the information regarding of debt market is to be included in the video and also included in the PPT. So if you try to get information about of debt market, because this is a topic not consider a large amount of information about a market, so the only some suitable informations to be included in the PPT and video. So by the help of this video and by the help of a PPT, you can get easily information about a debt market. But you also enhance your skill, your information about of that market by using your suitable things, by using the internet, by using a bookies theory, by using any kind of material. So I request you to use another video also for getting and for enhancing your knowledge about of debt market. So I think the concept of a debt market is very useful, because nowadays the concept of a market and market segmentation, or especially Indian debt market structure, knowing the information about of Indian debt market structure is very very important. So I think you read this particular read the PPT and also studying the concept of a RBI policies, SEBI policies and so on, because of so market segment mein, generally the market segment is basically divided into the two parts. The first one is a public sector, the second one is a private sector. I think in the concept of a public sector, government agencies and state government, central government agencies and PSUs and commercial banks is taking a part. And the private sectors, the corporate and private sector banks is also taking a part. And what kinds of instruments is to be used in the public sector and the private sectors? So I think in the public sectors, government bond debentures, PSU bond debentures, or CDs and so on. I think these are the instrument which is used by a public sectors. And what are the instrument which is used by a private sectors? I think bond, debenture, CD, CP and so on. These are the instruments of a private sectors, corporate sectors, private bank sectors and so on. So I think you studying the concept of central government and state government also, because the market segments is also classified into the three basic categories: government securities, public sectors and corporate securities. So by using three kinds of segments, you can discuss a lot of things about a debt market. So I think you know the meaning of a debt market, because the total size of Indian debt market is the range of $91 billion to $101 billion. That is approximately 30% or more of Indian GDP. Clear? So I think the line which is explained by me, the debt market is vast in nature. This is true. So a market where fixed income securities are issued and trade is called a debt market. Okay, so this is the detailed descriptions about a debt market, and the remaining information I think I will include a lot of information about a debt market in the video. But if something is to be left, then you include, then you use, then you discuss yourself. Or during the discussion, during the studying, during the watching the video, if you have any kind of a problem, then you discuss with me. through the Google class, through the online class, through the mail also. Okay, then all the best and thank you for watching the video and thank you for reading the PPTs. All the best.